Greetings, family. Africa's vanguard with their on patrol with their on watch. Deep in the heart of Kumasi, Ghana, West Africa, to be precise. We hope all is well with the Idem and the Idem family. Yeah, I just want to touch base with this unjust, immoral, and illegal so-called war in Iran with America and the state Israel. I don't know, not the people in the state. In regards to conscientious objector, if I'm saying it right. Conscientious objector. I mean, they're objecting to something that is immoral to your, that's going against your value or your value system. You know, like this war here. Lately, I've been hearing they've been talking a lot about a lot of the people in the army, navy, or whatever branch of service they're objecting conscientiously about going to war and going going to war for another country. It's not to say that your country were being threatened or about to be invaded, but going to war for another country. So my question is like, who are in charge of you? You the individual in the military. Who is in charge? The military in charge, are you the commanding officer in charge, you the XO, the executive officer in charge, are you the captain, the brigadier, the colonel, who's in charge of you? We know that you're in a platoon or in a company and you have individual who's in charge of the platoon. Now we're going to war. We're going to war and consciously, when you yourself check it, you the man that is part of the platoon, check it and see that this war that they're heading to, it don't make sense. It's unjust. It's illegal. It's immoral. It's against international laws and these things. What would you? What would you do? How would you make your decision? Are you gonna go? You know that it's against your values. Are you gonna go with the army, the navy, whoever it is, to commit atrocities, or are you gonna let your conscience be your guide? Comes in conscientious object objectors, who don't find the war morally. It's not a moral war. It's not a just war. And it's like I was in the navy,
Yes,
right?
fam, the United States Navy.
That's why I'm just touching base. And I was in the navy, and when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, I remember August 2nd, 1990, August 2nd. And Eventually, my ship was one of the ships that was heading in that direction. And within myself, I already know I'm not going to no war. First of all, I ain't really come here to fight no war. I just come here to school, cool my heels there, cause the streets of New York was hot. So, and then you're going to fight or get involved in a war, they ain't really have nothing to do with us. The US, you might say, well, because your interests or whatever. But over the years, I see with parents and them receiving the ensign, the US flag, they come and knock on your door and give them flags, meaning your son or your daughter has been killed in battle. And I always say to myself, I am not looking for my mother nor my father to receive no flag, no American flag, soldier, whoever coming to. No, I came out. I came out. I didn't went to the ship. I came out on an honorable discharge. I came out. I came up with my own solution to that pollution. And I conscientiously, I was objecting, but I didn't go through that route applying for conscientious objecting. I went the route as I read up some books they had there in that short space of time, and I could get out and parent something, which I had. I had a newborn baby. In August, he was like about 5 months or so. When I officially got it was in December, which was it was like 9 months of that. And I read up on this thing with parent. You can get out on parent, and I just went to them and let them know that my wife left me. I came from work from the ship, left me. I left the baby. One day I came and she went out going somewhere and never came back. And we were back and forth, me and the ship's higher up, the commanding officer, the executive officer, and the chaplain. Yeah, the chaplain even was involved. And we back and forth. They have certain high ranking mates that was in the same department with me who were reaching out to me and saying that we're getting on the way and that their wives can take look after my son. And I was like, no, that can't. I only know you this. I don't know who you are. I just know you're on this ship. You know. Long story short, I they threatened. They threatened the chaplain. He used to have me talking to the chaplain. They were just trying to feel my way out, feel out to know what is what. I even got in touch with my mother to see. I tell him I don't know my father. I got in touch with my mother. I don't know my father where, but I got in touch with my mother. And my mother let them know that I am my own man. I am my own big man. And I made a choice. Nobody sent to call me to join the Navy. I went off my own. So she can handle grandchildren right now because things is tight with her. That came on past. So it came down that the not the captain, the executive officer, we call him the XO, which is the one before the captain, threatened me. Like, look, you're departing at 05:45 in the morning. You better be on deck. You better be on board. You don't want to miss ship's movement. Threatening me. This is all with fellow soldiers and them who's in the military. He's thinking about going going to this war in Iran on Israel's behalf. So he threatened me. I said, no, sir. I wouldn't. It's not my. It's not in me to miss ship's movement. I never miss ship's movement. Ship movement meaning the ship is leaving at 05:45 and the ship is pulling up and we're not there. That's a serious charge. Missing ship's movement. I said, no. I said I'll be here by before 0:45 in the morning. All I'm requesting is that you all make sure you have the necessary preparation for my infant son. Yeah, I told them that. So I left, and the next morning it was, I don't know if it was the 20th of December 24th, it was a couple of days before Christmas. And I showed up on the ship. At that time, leading up to the ship to get on the air 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so, I am with my son and my fellow brethren, Rodney Smith, wife, used to look after my son because I let my wife travel, went to Barbados, left the baby with me. So it looked like it abandoned me. And I showed up the morning in question before 0:45, dressed in my navy blues. For those who know what navy blues is, you could laugh. So dressed in my navy blues with my infant son in hand and my sea bag on my back. Then when I show up, I salute, reporting for duty, my infant son. If you see scatteration from the can't remember what they call it, from the beginning when you come on the ship, captain, the chaplain, if you see scatteration, the personnel office scatteration in terms of up and down and pulling paper, thing, thing, thing. And in a matter of hours, I was I wasn't completely discharged from the military as yet. I was off of that ship. Because that move, I don't think nobody ever pulled that move. I was off of the ship and they had me now shore duty. And I used to go and do the work on shore. Ain't really doing anything until my paperwork was being finalized for discharge from the US Navy. And I was discharged honorably. And from there, I went straight into the post office. My ship did went. Everybody came back safe, I would think. The ship came back, but anyway, the war. So the captain leading the ship, yeah. I the captain, I am the captain of this ship. So if the ship that we ran with the captain leading in going where I would like to go or how it's not a moral move they thinking, they making. I'm not going. I am the captain of this ship. I am the captain of this ship. I make the decisions for this ship. Now no captain deciding for me when I could see it's immoral, it's illegal, it's unjust. Yeah. So it's different ways of objecting conscientiously. Africa's vanguard with upon patrol, with upon watch. Rastafari. If you feel the vibes, don't feel no way to like, share, and subscribe. Blessed love.